टाइम पॉलिटिक्स तो बीजेपी कर रहा है, इसी के लिए 40 लाख लोगों को निकाल दिया है। इट इज मोस्ट अनफॉर्चुनेट इन ह्यूमैनिटी। इट इज एज ए ह्यूमन बीइंग वी कैन नॉट स्पेयर ऑल दिस थिंग्स।
West Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee is making her presence felt in the capital. Mamata has held over a dozen meetings, given a clutch of interviews and taken on the BJP over the NRC issue once again, all in a day's work. She has reportedly said that the National Register of Citizens in Assam that has 40 lakh people's names are missing from it will cause a civil war, a statement that saw a strong counter from the top brass of the BJP. So what is Mamata Banerjee's political strategy here? Is she preparing for a national role, and can she emerge at the forefront of a united opposition attack? To speak more on this, I'm joined by our top political journalists, Arati Jerath and Aditi Phadnis. Thank you so much for joining us today. I'll start with Ms. Jerath, and the idea of this conversation is to understand what is Didi's strategy here. We've been seeing it over some time, where she seems to be the common factor, meeting a lot of parties and political leaders opposed to the current dispensation. Is she poising for a bigger role?
Well, I mean, clearly, I do see that this has been happening for many, many months now, that she's been trying to put together some kind of united opposition front to take on Modi. And obviously, she sees a much larger national role for herself, perhaps the Prime Minister of a non-BJP government, if they happen to get the numbers. So, that's clearly part of the strategy. But as far as the NRC is concerned, that is another strategy actually, and that is aimed entirely at Bengal and consolidating Bengal, because the BJP has been making inroads, has now become the biggest opposition party to Mamata Banerjee, left and the Congress far behind, and she knows that they're snapping at her heels. Now, if she wants to play a major role in any kind of non-BJP formation in 2019, she would have to win at least 38 to 40 of the 42 seats in Bengal. So she needs to consolidate her votes in Bengal. And if you see, for the last few months, she's been really harping on this Bengali identity, Bangla. She's, even decided to change the name of West Bengal to Bangla. So, this NRC issue has given her a kind of ready-made plank to take on the BJP, that they're hounding Bengalis out of Assam. And this is being done by the BJP. They want to hound Bengalis. And today she said very clearly that, Bangladesh, West Bengal, we're all Bengalis. We have a common heritage, a common culture, a common language, common food. So we cannot, just because there's a border that runs between us, does not make us different people. We are the same people. So, she's clearly trying to use this Bengali identity as a major election plank to counter the BJP's Hindutva plank in Bengal. And so in a way, the two things are linked to each other, because she needs those 38 to 40 seats in Bengal to be able to play a larger national role in 2019 if a non-BJP government is formed.
It's also interesting the kind of people she's been meeting over the last few weeks and months, and especially today as well. And Aditi Phadnis, if you look at the list from H.D. Devagowda to Sanjay Rao to L.K. Advani, she also, of course, met Sonia Gandhi and Rahul Gandhi. She's met with Omar Abdullah a few days ago. She's met with Hardik a few days ago. She seems to be more aggressive in trying to build this kind of a formation than perhaps Rahul Gandhi as well right now. She's been seen commenting on every issue very vocally, at the forefront of trying to build these partnerships. Do you think that she is building that image in the public's mind, that there isn't only one contender to the head of an anti-BJP formation?
Well, I think it's reasonable to to expect that. It's there's no law against. I mean, I can be Prime Minister tomorrow if I decide to be and comment on everything that concerns the world. But that's not the issue. I think she is showing, from as of this visit, she is showing becoming modesty in saying, for instance, she said today that she would be the question of BJP, defeating BJP is foremost, and everything else will come later. When she was asked whether she agreed with Rahul Gandhi's assessment that anybody can be Prime Minister of India. So she's leaving the door open, and she has always been extremely political. So today she went and touched LK Advani's feet, inquired about his health, and the two were in conversation for almost 15 minutes. As you say, she has met all the other leaders, and she's saying, "Look, I'm there. I'm doing my best to put together something that maybe will develop into something where we can jointly defeat the BJP." I think she's also recognized the fact that the Congress has put in charge of West Bengal a General Secretary from Assam who is a first-time MP. So they are not posing any protocol or any kind of hierarchy issues before her. He is expected to take a position which is suitably humble, and politicians are quite thin-skinned, so they do get lulled into believing that their ego is being massaged if you are not bigger than them in a room.
Is she presenting herself, or is Mamata Banerjee more acceptable when there are conversations of what kind of an anti-BJP formation will take place? And let me come to Arati Jerath with that question. For example, KCR went to her a few months ago talking about a non-BJP, non-Congress alliance. Mamata Banerjee was, of course, non-committal at that point. But would top regional leaders feel more comfortable dealing with a Mamata Banerjee vis-a-vis a Rahul Gandhi?
Well, listen, I think all regional leaders understand that, the Congress has a larger footprint, national footprint than they do. They are, after all, confined to their regions, their states, whereas the Congress, does spread itself out across the country, and therefore, is bound to come back with more seats than them next time around, unless, of course, the BJP wins the elections. That's a different story. But if we're looking at a non-BJP formation, the Congress is likely to be the largest single party in that formation. And no non-BJP government will be possible without the Congress. I think that everybody is very clear about. Sharad Pawar has said it several times. I think even Mamata Banerjee has said it on her earlier visit. She did acknowledge that. So I think everybody understands that. But yes, the advantage Mamata Banerjee has over the Congress is that she is a regional leader, and therefore, she shares, there's a certain common bond between her and all the other regional leaders, because none of them would like the Congress to become a kind of large, monstrous big brother that dominates them. So, in that sense, she's sort of a better interlocutor for all these regional leaders than Rahul Gandhi, because I think with the Congress, everybody has this fear that the Congress will start to dominate. And if the Congress wins too many seats, then the Congress will be the big brother, much like the BJP is, or much like it was in UPA. And they wouldn't like a repeat of that. They feel that regional parties should be driving this anti-BJP front. The Congress can tag along because they need the Congress, but the Congress cannot be the main driver. The Congress just has to be one of the partners in this larger non-BJP formation. So in that sense, Mamata Banerjee certainly, has more acceptability. She also has been working on this for some time. She brings up people. She's on the phone constantly with all these leaders. When she comes to Delhi, she meets them. She travels to other states to meet them. So she has already established a very good rapport with many of them. And, you know, and she can talk to them very easily on a one-to-one basis, something which Rahul Gandhi still has to, you know, has to develop the ability to do. Rahul Gandhi is still very, very, you know, intimidated, I think. Many of these leaders are older than him. They've had more experience than him. So he's still a little intimidated in dealing with them. And also he comes with this whole baggage of the Congress. So, you know, I mean, Mamata is definitely a major driving energy in this entire ability, the entire bid to cobble together an anti-BJP front.
But the question is, and let me take this to Aditi Phadnis, that other regional leaders may as Arati Jerath is saying, be more comfortable in speaking to Mamata Banerjee as opposed to Rahul Gandhi. But what about voters who may be looking at an alternative to the BJP? Would Mamata Banerjee be acceptable as a national face and a potential leader of an opposition formation?
Well, it's very hard to say. I mean, ultimately, the voters will decide who needs to sit in the opposition and who needs to be in government. And as to who will be Prime Minister, as you know, an Indian voter does not decide. It's the parties which decide. So it's very hard to say whether there will be more faith in Mamata Banerjee as the Prime Ministerial face than Rahul Gandhi. But at the moment, those questions are entirely hypothetical, and I think she accepts that. It's enough to say that she has come and met the Congress for whom she had very little respect. She has come and met them halfway. And I think that in itself is indication that, you know, there is going to be a broad-based front which will not allow issues of leadership to necessarily come in the way of presenting a common front against the BJP.
All right. Well, it's a story we'll wait and watch. This is not her first visit to Delhi, but definitely a significant one because she is taking a very strong position on the issue of the NRC, where the Congress seems to be trying to maintain some kind of balance and towing a middle line. There's some kind of ambivalence in the Congress's position, but Mamata Banerjee is clear what she thinks about the entire NRC issue. And it seems to be Mamata versus BJP in this case, something which will only perhaps help her ambitions to fuel her to the national stage. Thank you so much, Arati Jerath and Aditi Phadnis, for speaking with us on this issue.